So last week when we recorded this our second try, we did a quick. We're going to do it really fast right now. We went over King Kong. We saw Kong Skull Island, and we both loved it. I can speak for us both.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome. If you haven't seen Kong Skull Island, and you have to go to leave your cave and be an extrovert for like a couple hours, go see Kong. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
It's really great. I mean, what was your favorite thing about it? I think John C. Reilly was like the best thing about the movie.
He was. He absolutely stole the movie.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly, and the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
It's got a great, like, Vietnam era soundtrack.
It's kind of like, when Forrest Gump, when they go to Nam,
yeah,
and they're playing
all
Along
CCR
the Watchtower, and it's like all the great songs.
Yeah.
They play Paranoia, Black Sabbath, and that had me going. I'm like, yes!
Playing White Rabbit at the beginning, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. The cast is solid. John C. Reilly, of course, is great.
Yeah, the whole cast.
The great
really
John
good.
Goodman. You got Dr. Dre in the movie.
Not actually.
Not the real Dr. Dre, but what's it? Chris Carter, who played. No, was it his name? No.
I don't.
Something Carter. I forget his name. I should know this. Carter. His last name's Carter. I know that. No, wait. Is that the character he plays in 24? See, I'm stupid. Anyway,
the guy who's now on 24.
Yeah, he's now the lead on 24.
And he played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Which
he's good.
I'm told the other the guy who played Eazy-E was another character in Kong.
Shut up!
The
really?
other soldier.
Serious?
The other soldier guy. Yeah.
Then Samuel Jackson, dude.
Great.
Samuel L. Like, non-spoiler alert, really, but obviously you see from the trailer, like, he wants to kill Kong, and he pulls a Predator, like at the end of Predator, and Arnold like is all covered in mud and like holds up that torch. He's like, "Argh!" Like, challenging the Predator. He's like Samuel L. Jackson is standing at like a lake of fire, literally, not figuratively, and he's holding a torch and like has this crazy look in his eyes, like, "Come on, Kong. Come on, motherfucker." Like he doesn't really say that, but no, it's just really awesome. It was just a great movie.
Much better than the Godzilla reboot from a couple years
they
ago.
had the same kind of formula in the sense that Godzilla was like focusing on human characters, and then the monster stuff was in the background.
Except, unfortunately, Godzilla had no human characters. It just had, pieces of wood walking around and saying lines.
And what's sad is that Bryan Cranston is not a piece of wood. But
no, because he's Bryan Cranston and he's great, and he's in the movie for like 20 minutes.
But the trailer is misleading because it makes you think he's like a star of the movie.
Yeah.
Like all of his scenes are like in the first half hour, then he's dead.
Yeah, and like the third act of Godzilla is great. It absolutely is, but man, the characters are a chore to watch. In that movie. These characters in Kong, not that they're the most original or three-dimensional characters ever, but at least they are entertaining to watch, you know?
Yeah, and this is actually going to bring us to our main topic. Every week we'll do a different topic. This week we're going to talk about reboots. Reboots and versus a remake. Now, a remake is just basically you just remake a movie. You basically try to do the same thing over again. Whatever. Case in point, Psycho. Psycho is a remake, but pretty much a remake, so that refers to like a movie that's been done. Total Recall was a remake. Ocean's 11 was a remake. Versus a reboot. Now, the technical definition of a reboot is to discard all continuity in a series and recreate character in the series, recreate the timeline. This usually refers to a franchise. Reboots have established fan bases. It's a safe project for studios, and they want to attract a younger audience. So we've kind of made a list here of some of the reboots that we can just kind of go over real quick. Some of these we're just going to kind of plow through. Some of them we're going to talk about just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start with, I'd like to, ladies first, you can have the honors. We'll start with Star Trek.
Star Trek? I personally enjoy the reboot of Star Trek. I like those movies. I understand a lot of fans do not, and I understand why, and that's fine. But, I mean, the franchise was dead.
Yeah.
Enterprise and Nemesis killed it dead. Whatever was left of it. And at the very least, these revived interest in it, Now there's going to be a new series. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we'll see.
I forgot, they just announced the cast of the captain, too. I forgot who it is.
I think it's Jason Isaacs.
Oh, there you go.
But there are a couple other actors in it. that I was happy about. Now I can't remember who they were. Anyway, I like the movies. I think the best thing they have going for them is that it's very well casted. The core 7 members of the crew, I think they all do a great job.
Simon Pegg forever.
I love them all, especially Carl Urban. He's my favorite in these movies. He's amazing.
Oh. Well, he's on our list twice. He's on the list twice, actually.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, but
So I really liked Star Trek 2009. I did not like Into Darkness. I won't say at all. There are bits of it I like, but on the whole, I just call it Wrath of Khan Dance Remix. That's
Jesus.
basically what it was, and I was not amused by it.
Okay, so we might lose listeners right now, but I'm just going to put this out there. You do not like at all, you despise Benny Cumberbund.
Well, that's not his name, but yeah, I think everyone knows who you're talking about. Yeah, that's accurate. I don't much care for him, and he's just invading all of my stuff.
What did he do to you?
To me personally, nothing.
Oh.
I just don't like him as an actor.
I thought he offended your mother for a second.
He ran over my kitten.
Yeah.
No, I just don't like him as an actor. And, it was bad enough when he was in his little BBC bubble, but then he got into Star Trek, he got into Marvel, and I'm like, dude,
He's
got
invading
to
the things
leave
you
me
love.
alone.
That's what he did to you personally.
That's what, you're
He's
right.
invading the Marvel Universe.
You're right.
He got into Star Trek.
But that's not the...
What's next, an A-Team?
Oh, shut up. No, he's starring in the Due South movie. Oh, God.
He's going to play Ray.
No, stop.
He's going to play Ray in the Due South movie.
No.
He's going to be Face in the A-Team movie. He's going to be Magnum in the Magnum PI movie.
Stop.
He's going to be Charlie in the Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Charlie Day reboot.
And the big...
No, he's going to play Frank.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
No, he's not the reason that I did not like Into Darkness, by the way. He was just part of the problem of that movie. That whole movie is filled with problems.
Yeah.
I did like Beyond.
The third one, yeah.
The third one that came out last summer.
We saw
I
it
had
at
a
the
lot of
drive-in. That was fun.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that because it did what I wanted them to do since I saw the 2009 one. I wanted them to go to a new planet, kind of be stuck there. I wanted them to be split up so we could explore different dynamics and get into more of the characters.
All right.
So I like the reboots. I understand that people don't.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
It's fun. I mean, I grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation. Mm-hmm. So I kind of grew up with Jean-Luc Picard. And the line must be drawn here,
no further.
Resistance is futile. So I grew up watching, Worf and Data and, Whoopi Goldberg. So, so I grew up watching that. And then when the first movie was Star Trek Generations, which had Captain Kirk and Captain Picard, and I thought that was cool. They're both in the same movie. And, Malcolm McDowell was the bad guy.
He sure was.
So I thought, I'm like, this is cool. And then I think I told you this, when I was growing up, I'm old, I'm like 34, so we had a VHS in our household that we recorded a bunch of movies on, like Showtime or TV or whatever. And we had a VHS that had Star Trek on it. I'm like, oh, and I just ended up watching this movie a lot when I was growing up. It was Star Trek 4?
The Voyage Home?
The Voyage Home.
Yeah.
The one with the whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, the one with the whales.
So I grew up watching that movie, not knowing crap about Wrath of Khan and anything else.
And anything that had preceded it.
So I was just like, oh, that's the only Star Trek movie I know. They go to modern day San Francisco. That's the only one I know.
love the Voyage Home. That movie's great.
But I grew up watching that. So that was kind of, and Next Generation and maybe a couple of the movies, that was the extent of my Star Trek knowledge. So when the movie came out, I thought it looked cool. I liked the lens flare look.
That doesn't bother me. I know that bothers a lot of people, the lens flare.
I like the gritty, grounded intensity of it. And I told my sister, who's not interested in science fiction at all, she is now. She hadn't seen Star Wars at the time, and she'd never seen an episode of Star Trek. And I told her, you gotta watch Star Trek. Watch the first 5 minutes. And if you're not interested, don't watch it. But I guarantee you're going to want to watch it. Whatever. And she loved it. Because that first 5 minutes with Thor before he was Thor.
Chris Hemsworth.
He
hasn't
been. As Kirk Sr.
Yes. George Kirk.
George Kirk is great in it. And that first sequence is so intense. It's so good. I was like, oh, man. And that's something that I've noticed with these reboots is grittiness.
Gritty.
And grounded.
Real.
Grounded.
Gotta make it
Realism.
real.
Gritty and grounded.
That's what the people want.
That's what we gotta do. Gotta have it real. But, like, I mean, Star Trek obviously doesn't have realism because it's science fiction.
Yeah.
But it is gritty. It's kind of heavy, it's kind of violent, it's dark, and it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's one of the better reboots. Let's move to the next, Casino Royale.
Also,
James
gritty.
Bond.
Let's get back to real James Bond.
Back in the day, it was Dr. No was the first ever Bond movie.
Yes.
And Sean Connery played Bond for a while. And see, my introduction was watching Goldfinger over and over again. You expect me to talk, Goldfinger? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. You know, hello, Pusha. So there's, Bond, Sean Connery played him for a long time. Timothy Dalton played him a couple times. Who else played him? Before we get to the more recent ones.
George Lazenby did one on Her Majesty's
Who was the guy
Service.
that... was there more? What's his name?
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore, okay. He did it a couple times. And that's apparently the most...
He did it a long time.
Okay, and he's apparently not liked by a lot of fans.
I'm not sure what the consensus is, but he's probably my least favorite.
Okay.
They were just too silly with him. I didn't buy him as anyone who could threaten anybody at all. Or who could get a woman.
See, I just knew Roger Moore from a Van Damme movie called The Quest that came out in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. He was like just a snake-like character in it. Like, he's just kind of a turd. So I'm like, this guy was Bond? He doesn't have a lot of... I don't know. So I never saw a Bond movie with him.
He looked really old by the end of his tenure. Where I'm just like, okay, stop.
I see pictures of him when he was young, and he still looked old.
That's true.
He doesn't look like
he's just one of those
He
guys.
looks like he just stayed the same.
And then, of course, before Daniel Craig, we had Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, I remember the first teaser trailer for GoldenEye. GoldenEye was huge because there hadn't been a Bond film for a really long time. Mm-hmm. And then there was a teaser trailer with like him in the shadows doing like the walk and shooting out some captions on the screen, and it made a 007. And he walks out of the shadows until he's like, well, you're expecting someone else? And GoldenEye was a huge deal because I had a Nintendo 64. And that generation, you know how big of a deal GoldenEye was.
Yeah,
GoldenEye was huge.
I didn't have an N64, but even I knew that half the reason GoldenEye was so popular was because everyone loved the game.
Yeah, like GoldenEye was just a huge, and like, the movie is kind of cool. You got Sean Bean playing the bad guy 006, and you have a bunch of actors. You got Judi Dench playing M.
Yeah, her first time as M.
Yeah, so I mean, you got a bunch of stuff going on, and the movies. I mean, they were modern, but they felt the same as the old ones, but just a little more modern. To me, they didn't feel much different. And then there wasn't. They did a couple. They did GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and then Die Another Day.
Yeah, his got progressively worse.
Yeah, and they just weren't great. And I mean, GoldenEye was cool. Tomorrow Never Dies, I thought was pretty rad. But
I like Tomorrow Never Dies.
What lies beneath? The World Is Not Enough.
See that Bond movie?
The World Is Not Enough was okay, and then
right.
Die Another Day just wasn't that great.
Die Another Day was awful.
Yeah, and then we went quiet for a while, and then suddenly they brought back...
Presumably because everyone was embarrassed.
Yeah, right. And then they brought back, and like, let's bring back Bond, because Jason Bourne had come out, the Jason Bourne films had come out.
Right, yeah.
And they was like super spy thrillers, but they were gritty, dark, and grounded, and... like violence.
Shake that camera
let's
around.
Shake the camera around. They're like, whoa, this works for spies. Let's bring back Bond. But we're going to make Bond gritty, dark, and grounded. Let's reboot Bond.